Hey guys, welcome back to the Joy of Wrenching. I'm your friendly neighborhood mechanic, and today in the shop I've got this brand new, pretty much, 2020 Hyundai Santa Fe. And the complaint is that one side, the passenger side in this case, blows hot air while the driver's side blows cold air. So if you've ever experienced that, where one side's blowing hot air and the other side's blowing cold air, most of the time it's a blend door problem. And so today, I'm going to show you how to repair the blend door actuator on this car, and then we'll go ahead and get her blowing to where it's both sides blowing the way that you want it. So come along and let's get into it. Problem here is that this side is blowing hot air when that side is blowing cold, and she's asking this side to blow cold air too, but it won't. So there's a flap inside the air conditioning system called the blend door, and that allows you to blend cold air with warm air so that you can get that sort of mix that you like. And this car has separate controls for the driver here and the passenger. And when you put them in sync, they should both be the same way that the driver feels. So if the driver says, I want air conditioning, cold air, then the passenger should also be blowing cold air, but in this case it doesn't. In a lot of your cases you may find this as well, and most of the time, as I said, that's a blend door problem. And so I'm going to show you where that blend door lives in this particular car, and it's very similar in many cars. And in this particular case, I'm really impressed. This is a Hyundai Santa Fe 2020. I'm really impressed with the engineers, because they must have made them work on these cars, because they took this into account. They knew that this was something that was going to have to be addressed at some point, and they made it super easy. So come along and I'll show you. In order to get to that blend door, it lives down up underneath here and against the center here of this console. So we're going to have to get behind the glove box. And in these cars, in a lot of cars, you'll see that the glove box is held in by a couple of little doohickeys on the side of the box, and you can either push in real hard like this and get it to open up a little bit more, but Hyundai was real nice and they gave us these twist things, and you just untwist these things, get them out of your way, and then you don't have to squeeze like a freaking gorilla the sides of this thing and worry about breaking it. Also down here, you see this little arm, that's a softener, a dampener, so it comes open now real slow and soft, makes you think it's high end. Just squeeze this thing a little bit, kind of wiggle the, squeeze that little tabs there, wiggle this thing off of there, just like so, get it out of your way. And now that thing is ready to come out, except it's held in under the bottom by a hinge. And under here, let me show you real quick. These hinges are held in with these little pins. So just get your finger or something in there and pull that pin out of that hinge. And there's another one on this side. Hopefully I'm filming this correctly for you guys. Kind of an awkward angle, obviously. But they just pull out like that. Okay. Here you go, sweetie. All right. And now everything's disconnected and your glove box just comes right on out. We'll set that here for safekeeping. Now let me show you what we can see. All right, so by the way, here's where you would go to change out your cabin air filter, right behind your glove box usually. And let's see if we got any goodies in there. Oh yeah, look at all that trash. A bunch of leaves and bird poop and all kinds of stuff. So we'll go ahead and take care of that too. Here, will you hold that? Thank you. Let me get this out of here real quick while we're thinking about it. Oh, wow. Look at all the goodies we caught in there. It's a good thing to have these cabin filters. Look at the crickets, leaves. If you didn't have this, all that would go down inside of the fan and get, ground up and blown in your face. So these are actually a really nice thing to have. Let me show you where this blend door lives. Okay. Hopefully you guys can see, but back there, you see that yellow tab? I'm not real crazy that they used a yellow tab for this, because oftentimes yellow, especially under a dash, is indicative of the airbag system. But you can see where it's located, and that blend door is up against the side of the air conditioning box over there. Now, I can't get to it, obviously. My hand isn't going to fit in there. You've got a duct here, this black thing, a ductwork that's in the way, and we've got all of this paneling that's part of the dashboard in the way. We also have this little tray underneath here, and this we can remove. There's little tabs underneath it that you can just pull down, kind of squeeze and pull down on, and you can get this tab or get this whole panel out of the way. And that kind of frees up a little bit of space. So let me see if I can get you up in here and show you what we need to see. All right, so this with the yellow connector right there, that is our actuator that we need to get to. Okay, so as I mentioned, there's our actuator with that yellow connector going to it, but we need to get this black ductwork out of the way in order to get back to it. I at first thought maybe we needed to remove this whole part of the dash, but I'll show you that that's not necessary. It's actually easier than that. And this is where I was impressed with our friends there at Hyundai, the designers, because they have this ductwork in the way, but see that little screw right there, the little blue screw, or blue painted screw? I'm going to remove that screw and show you that this duct comes and moves completely out of our way and really opens up things. So let's do that. All right, let's get that screw out of there. So as I mentioned, we got this little blue painted screw here, little Phillips. A little awkward to do with one hand and hold the camera, but not too bad. And it's not a terribly long screw, and there she goes. Okay, but now, see that ductwork is loose. And if I show you what we're moving, is this whole doggone ductwork right there. And there's a wiring loom that's kind of pushed into the top of it, and you can push that loom. Hopefully this is coming through. You can push that loom up and pull this ductwork off of the air conditioning box. Just pull it this way. You see how that just popped free? Now look at this. We can wiggle and kind of rotate, and this whole ductwork now can come out. See, it was just sort of popped on like that. We just pulled it off, wiggled it out, and out she came. Now look, guys, look at the access that we have here to get back here to our actuator that we need to deal with. You can see that I can now get back in here, get on that thing, and see all three of the little Phillips screws that hold it in. And also I've got really good access to the connector here to just squeeze and pull it out. And so I just want to show you guys that is how easy it is. So once you get in there, you can get those three screws, undo those three screws, pop that actuator right out. Make sure that the little door inside moves just freely. Slide your new actuator back in, screw it in place, and then plug it up. And repeat the process of putting in the things that we just took out. That's how easy this is. So again, guys, very simple process. This will get the hot air blowing on both sides if you want hot air, cold air blowing on both sides if you want cold air. I'm really impressed with the Hyundai engineers. Good job, guys. Thank you from those of us technicians that have to do this sort of thing, have to work on these things. You can see when I'm not holding the camera, I could do this in 5 minutes. You guys can too. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I hope this helps you. And if it does, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Y'all have a wonderful day. God bless.